My name is Monica Sellis. Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Monica Sellis. I'll be the moderator for today's session. Thank you all for joining for Unnathi support group meeting. It's wonderful to see you all here. So it is my pleasure to welcome today's speaker, Ms. Deepa Murali, advisor at Varshini Illam Trust, Chennai, and the project head of their pioneering initiative, Project ViThai, with nearly 18 years of corporate experience in sales, marketing, and HR with leading companies like Tata Motors and Genpact. Deepa made a purposeful shift into the social sector. She holds an M.Sc and MBA from Cochin University of Science and Technology. Since its launch in August 2022, Deepa has led Project ViThai, a community-based early intervention program that brings pediatric therapy to the doorsteps of children with developmental issues. Using specially equipped mobile therapy vans, today ViThai supports over 230 children from marginalized communities in and around Chennai, providing free therapy and easing the burden on families. She's very passionate about inclusion and accessibility. Deepa combines strong project management skills with a heart for service. When not working, she enjoys trekking and spending time with her beloved pet son, Timmy. We are honored to have her with us today to share her journey and the impact of this innovative model of therapy delivery. Let's welcome Ms. Deepa Murali. After the talk, we will have a short question and answer session, so where you can ask your questions. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Thank you so much, Monica. Let me share the screen. I'll directly get into the presentation. I've got my, I think, team member Anandi also with me. I just wanted to acknowledge her present. I don't think Suresh has joined us, so it's, I don't see him in the participant list. Yeah, so it's from Project ViThai. We have my senior therapist Anandi also with me. Let me share the screen. 1 minute. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Is it visible? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I would like to introduce our organization that's called Varshini Illam Trust. We always believe it is a story of, invisible hands when it comes to our trust, because it's, I'm sure all of you believe in invisible hands in your life. And all of you also would have had the presence of invisible hands in your life. And very rightly, Sandeep had put across the last point in your presentation, that's like, the purpose part of it. So I think it's all connected when it comes to all the community-based, work we do as a non-governmental organization in the service to community. And it is a work of invisible hands, we always believe. Okay, so we started our functioning in the year 2014 as a special adoption agency. We started we have a special adoption agency home at Anna Nagar. It is under the Central Adoption Resource Authority. We have Mr. P.N. Vasudevan, who is the MD and CEO of Equita Small Finance Bank. He is the founder trustee. So Varshini Illam Trust is basically the personal trust of Mr. P.N. Vasudevan. He, in his capacity, is known as the small finance founder in India, because he was working in a Singapore bank, and he decided, when he saw that people, especially women in the marketplaces, are being robbed of higher vatti or higher interest by all the money lenders, like 100 rupee ka 10 rupa vatti. So that was all, and that particular person would never repay that amount. It just goes on and on. And that is when he realized that we should have a small finance concept in India, and that is how Equitas Small Finance Bank was born. And that is how the small finance concept became very popular and started in India. So such is his person, and such is Mr. P. N. Vasudevan, and he always was oriented towards the community. So even before 2013, when corporate social responsibility 2% sharing became mandatory, before that itself he was giving off at least 10% of whatever revenue he was making to the community. That is a vision. That's a vision of this particular organization, and we have people like Chandrakanta Garyali, John Alex, all of them who are part of our trustees. Our Miss P.V. Varshini, you would have seen down. So it is in her name the trust is. That is Mr. P. N. Vasudevan's daughter. Now, adoption agency, so far we have given home to about 70 children. And we have a capacity to have at any point of time 10 children between the age group 0 to 3. It will be not right on my part if I don't, talk about our adoption home and directly go to Project ViThai, because that is where it's at our adoption home that Project ViThai actually was born. So this is a story of, I'm just taking one example of Sukanya. Her name is changed. She has got adopted. She came to us wrapped in from child welfare committee. She was thrown under in a temple, and she was left in a temple, and the parents had moved out. When she came to us, she was fragile. She was about 10 days old. That's when finally she came to us. And slowly, when we, did all the medication and everything to her, we understood that in 2 to 3 months' time, the progress that we are expecting in terms of weight gain and all that was not happening to her. And by the time she was 6 months, all the milestones, what had to happen for her was not happening. So the doctor said she might have a mild ID. And then, we took him to Sundaram Foundation, and understood that early intervention should be given to her, and that is very important. And how 0 to 5 years is the golden period in the golden period in the developmental stage of a child. So we took her to Sundaram Foundation. We gave therapy to her. We spent close to about, a lakh odd rupees on her before she got adopted. But seeming change in her condition before she, was adopted. The way she came in and the way she progressed till 6 months, and 6 months to a year and a half, we did therapy, and the change was magical. And that is when we realized that early intervention can work wonders on children. But the cost, will a person who's from a lower middle income community will be able to afford 80,000 to 1 lakh? And that is when Varshini put up a question, asking us, her dad, as to what happens to all the children who cannot afford, all the parents who cannot afford that kind of money. So that was a day when, Project ViThai was born. Okay. Now, then we went around, asking to find out what are the options available today. Is there some kind of facilities available to give free therapy to children with delayed development? So we went to NEEPMED. We went to some of the organizations which work or give therapy to children with delayed development. So all of them said, okay, parents would bring the child, might be for maximum 4 to 5 sessions, and after that we don't see them back. And the major concern, what they say, amma varam mudiyala amma, yena it is very far, and our full day vandu kulandaikkku the therapy kaga idu spend pandrathu engalkitta adu, because we have to go for work. Daily wages is very important for the rest of the family. So suddenly what happens, unknowingly this child will become the least priority in the family. So that became a kind of thought in our mind. And then we thought about a mobile therapy van. So there was disability department who already was having this particular concept. There was a Reddington, who had donated one mobile therapy van, and whoever were running this program told us that, okay, see, it's a very risky thing. It's going to be very cost, high. Please don't, do a mobile therapy van. You will not be able to survive or, sustain it. But we thought, if we are going to intervene, if we are replicating probably, 80% success model, if we can go to a 100% successful model, why don't we do that? So that is when, that is where we decided that, okay, if we are doing it, we will do a therapy in wheels program. Okay. So what is the model that we will emulate? And what is the kind of, therapy bus? How should it look like? Because we didn't have any precedent, or everything what we saw was an ambulance kind of a bus. So we wanted to make something very different. So we decided, okay, took the help of some bodybuilders, took the help of some people who work and give, therapy equipments and all that, who are all, for everyone, it was a novel thing. But we thought it should be a happy place for children. Children should see the bus, be happy to see the bus. They should be happily walking into the bus. It should also be small because it can, maneuver smaller routes. So all those things were in the mind. And if you see the picture, that is how on the left side, that's how the bus came to us. And on the right side, you can see it's called now the blue bus. And inside of the bus, you can see we have fitted, almost all the equipment, but it still gives you a feeling of, a therapy center. So that is finally the final product turned out to be something that, okay, now we've invested so much of our time and energy, but it's a beautiful, bus that has come out. So that is our first bus, and this was inaugurated. This is how the bus looks like. Overall, it is in Kanagi Nagar. Now, if I go back, as Sandeep said, the numbers are alarming, and especially children between the age group 0 to 6 years in Tamil Nadu is close to 63,000. So, and with little or no scope for early intervention. So the gap is very wide, So that aspect of it was always there. And will one bus be enough to take care? How many bus would, because we are looking at regular therapy to a child. It's not that, one day one bus will go in one route and after 1 month the bus will go. Bus has to go to that particular route at least 2 days, so the child will get 2 days therapy in a week. So those kind of things, is what brought in all the project management concepts and all that. I wouldn't delve deep into it. That's more technical. But yeah, we started with one bus, and today we have 4 buses. Fifth bus, we have placed the order. So this bus should be rolling out on first month of, 1st January 2026. Ideally, we should have our 5th bus on roll. So this is how Project ViThai has grown in the last 2.5 years, addressing the gap that we are looking at. Okay, so first bus was actually, the key handover was done by our Honorable Chief Minister. He actually went inside the bus to see what are all, inside. If you would have heard of Virudugal, the rights project, it's a copy of, the bus is actually a copy of what we have. We were part of the expert committee of that particular, the World Bank project which the disability department is running right now across Tamil Nadu. Okay, it's this project actually what, is that. Now, model is very simple. We have it's a community-based rehabilitation. We have community rehabilitation worker who are the front-end workers. Then the physio, the therapist would be the second line, and we have a program coordinator. So any community, now suppose I'm coming to say Madhavaram and deciding that I will start my project there. So first thing what we will do is identify a community rehabilitation worker from that community, so that it's easy for us to, speak to the community and understand that whoever is there and all that. And then we train them on Trivandrum developmental scale. I've just put a picture of the scale there. I'll show you later. So once they are trained, what happens is they go door to door to screen children. Okay, so it's not like a hospital. We are going and telling the mother that, hey, your child is having a problem and you should be bringing the child to us for therapy. So that way, even the stigma is something that we face on a front end. mother saying that, no, what are you coming and saying? My child is all right. You are, not telling it right. So we'll have to convince and all that. So that's a model that we work in. Currently, we operate in this 5 areas. We have a community. We have a physical center inside the government hospital in Kanagi Nagar. We have our the first bus which goes to Perambakam, Semanjeri, Edalnagar, and Adayar, and Patanapakam. We have the other area is AR Nagar, Ennur, and Thiruvetriyur. We have 56 kids which we are giving therapy there. We have one bus exclusively for South Chennai. We have one bus in Katanglotur block covering 18 villages and about 32 kids. That bus runs into the interior villages 2 days in one route, covering about 8 to 9 villages, and the other day it would be two days in another route. Then Thirukkalkundram, we are covering 38 villages. That is where absolutely no help is available for anybody. So number of children are also high there. 56 kids. Probably the fifth bus that is coming in, we would be deploying it there, is what we have decided. So this is how a day in our bus looks like. I have a video also, I'll be showing that. This is how our center looks like in the UCHC, the government hospital inside. So when I said the routes, this is how the route, this is the Thirukkalkundram map. So the black line shows the route. So in that black line, the bus will go 2 days in a week. The other black line bus will go 2 days in a week. So if you look at it, it's only that small area that we are able to actually cover. This side and that side, it's still not, we are able to cover. So the number of buses that is needed is really high. The impact so far, we have screened close to 28,000 children. We have 360 children as our service users. Chetna is our awareness program that we do across, because awareness is as important as, screening and intervention. Asha is a parent counseling, because we have to convince the parent, first of all, to tell them that there is a problem and you have to bring the child for therapy. 120 children have got discharged from our system, out of which 57% of them have started going back to regular schools, which is, I think, huge. That is, a great motivation factor. About 17% of children have moved out of a system because they have crossed 6 years of age. We do only therapy for children between 0 to 6 years. Beyond 6 years, they need school atmosphere. So we move them to the nearby schools. So 17% of them have moved to nearby school. About 10% of them we had to discharge because parents didn't agree to the condition and they said they will not be able to bring the child for therapy. We also give assistive devices on our own. So whenever we identify a child needs an assistive devices support, we place the order and then we make it tailor-made to the child. So there are separate funders who fund us for that. Shiksha Inclusion is our hand-holding of all the children who has gone to the regular school. So we keep visiting them to understand is things, everything fine and they need help and all that. Medical intervention is like, when we go door to door, we don't not only meet children with delayed development, we also meet children with heart problems. We also meet children with genetic, difficulty, eye problems. So we connect end to end. We connect them to the National Health Mission if that is a need. Connecting is not, directing. We actually take them to NHM and, tell that, okay, this is how it has to be done. Hand holding gets done. We also celebrate our service users' birthday. This is door-to-door screening, how our community workers does. Close to a lakh of houses we have covered so far. This is the Trivandrum developmental screening, TDSE scale that we use. It's a little blurred, but it's available online. It's a very useful, even a 12th standard pass person can use this. It's basically, all of us think, no, okay, moonu masam achina have the child achieve this particular milestone. So it's as basic as that to have the first level of, red flag to be raised. We work with all these organizations. So this is one of our success story of Hafisa, who's 3 years and 4 months. That's about our story. Big thanks. I think, Sandeep, you are also an invisible hand right now for us, who's supporting us in our endeavor, and the whole, Justice and Hope team. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. I would love to end it here. Thank you. I think most of which you as an organization, stand for are the words that I've written here. Need to be seen, heard, and fully included, not stared at. When we exclude children with disabilities, all children lose out because they lose the chance to meet some incredible human beings. I think every word of it I mean, because they are, and no child should be left behind. Many children today, even today, have no say in which school they attend, what services they receive, and who they get to play with. I think at ViThai, the goal is clear: to amplify the voices of children and families, so that teachers, doctors, or policymakers truly listen. It's a place, and ViThai is a place where they matter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was very inspiring. Now you may all ask question if you have any.
Monica, did you tell me something? It was not clear.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I was saying like it was very inspiring. So if you have any questions, you may ask
Um,
the people.
I-
No.
uh, Anyone else has a question
Yes.
they
Yeah.
asked me? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you arrange assistive devices? Do you collaborate with other
Yeah.
with prosthetic?
Yeah. So we currently, I think the last, we have collaborated with at least 12 odd, orthotics
Mm.
team. The last, I think, and a stable and more reliable one, what we have now closed on is Sun Orthotics. Okay, so
Mm.
we coordinate with them. But I was also looking at a lot of 3D printing opportunities. There was somebody from abroad who had presented a project in Zero Project Vienna. So we were in touch with him and to understand what is the option of having something like a 3D printing rather than, like you visiting, measuring, going back and all that. But I think still as a concept, there is Robionics also. Mr. Anil was also in touch with us. And I think Amar Seva Sangam has uh, one digital printer in Tengashi where the orthotics devices are printed. Okay, but we are still waiting as to what is the feasibility and how we can, probably expand it. But right now we have Sun Orthotics who is supporting us. So moment, we have a form. Moment that number crosses 10, we will get in touch with Sun Orthotics, ask them to come and measure, take a quotation. Then we'll float around whoever wants to fund it, and then that's how we get it matched.
Right.
It's custom made because children know they always grow up and there might be minor changes which is needed. So we don't normally go for the one that government is offering. So
You work with children with physical disabilities, developmental disabilities, and speech and hearing impaired also.
yeah, we cover all the 21 disabilities mentioned in the Rehabilitation Council of India, excluding visual impairment. Visual
Okay.
impairment, also there is thalassemia and all that, which is included. So what we do is we connect. We don't take care, but one thalassemia person needs a little, child needs a little therapy, but we give therapy. That's a physiotherapy that we give, but we connect them to the, to the National Health Mission so that other treatment options are taken care. So speech is available, OT is available, physio is available. Special education, not much is needed because moment they go above 6 years, we move them to the special schools. The therapy ecosystem is not only the ecosystem that they need. They need a school ecosystem. So we move them.
Yeah.
And that scale is a very easy scale. I mean, if there are caregivers, we can also train them on that Trivandrum developmental scale. It's easy to identify the first red flag, and then they can, bring the child to a therapy center or to the bus to get the doubt, cleared. So very useful. And there are no, professional barriers that you have to be a therapist to run that scale. It's not like that. Any community worker can use that scale to understand whether the child can be put in a doubt list, or is the child okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? I think.
How the
No.
parents, are they reluctant to bring their children for
Absolutely.
treatment?
Absolutely. So many, I mean, the first, see, in a hospital, what happens is parent knows that my child has a problem and they bring the child. But here, you are going and telling them that your child is having an issue. So that itself is a big shock to the parent. Parent would be thinking that after 5 years, my child will be okay, and he will start speaking and all that. So that itself becomes a big barrier. Next thing is, to bring the child to the bus. So initially, what the kind of problem we had is like bus, suddenly they'll close the door and will they just vanish with the bus, So those kind of fears were there in the mind of parents. But I think as the numbers increased and, as more and more children started getting, okay and has started moving out, there was more confidence on the entire system. And we also run a family. In fact, Anandi heads a family resource center. So what happens is we have parents as, resource people, convincing other parents more than us. So we've just, started. The first meeting was done last month. So we will be now initiating that on a big scale.
Nice.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, Olivia, you are.
Incredible work, ma'am, and just listening to it sort of gives me a sense of rest that, things that some of us don't even probably is overlooked in most ways is what your organization is dealing with, and that resonates with a lot of work at Justice and Hope as well. And I just wanted to check, is there a schedule or a route plan that is published earlier? Or is there a way the parents can follow or understand that this thing, there will be a bus today in their area? Or how does that work, ma'am?
Yeah, the project management is like very, I mean, what we from initial stage itself, when we heard that majority of people have started running it and has the model has failed because of a variety of reason, we were very sure that the PMP should be very clear. Route plans has to be designed, and parents has to be involved in every area. There has to be a parent WhatsApp group. The previous day, the therapist will have to inform the area, and the areas are fixed, days are fixed. Number of children who will come is fixed. So they know that if there is a Tuesday and there is a 10:15 p.m. bus will be in Ernaur road near to the Ernaur PHC area. So, and moment bus comes in, there is a WhatsApp group for that particular area. Therapist will send a message in the WhatsApp group saying that bus is coming. But yes, that typical scheduling like 10 to 10:45 first child, 10:45 to 11, 30 next child, that putting them into that bracket majority of the time, doesn't work really well. We are trying to motivate the parents to bring children in the time period that is allotted to them by giving them gifts and motivation and all that. But, they'll come back and say that, oh, இன்னைக்கு குழந்தை தூங்கி போயிட்டாங்க, இல்லை இன்னைக்கு சடனா எனக்கு அங்க போக வேண்டியதா வந்து அதனால நான் கொஞ்சம் லேட்டா and then. So sometimes you will feel that a bus is like, has, there's no space to turn around. So then what happens is, even, before the therapist comes to attend the child, parents would do therapy, under the monitoring of the therapist, and then the therapist come back and attend. So we've been managing like that, but very clear plan set as to which is the route and what is the day each child will be getting therapy, and plan the tasks are designed in such a way that child should be getting 2 days therapy in a week, 15 days therapy in a month. The rest of therapies are planned out for parents. There is an app that we use called the early intervention app, where we will check as to how many days therapies have gone for the child for that particular month, and what is the parent done at home for the child. So which is, yeah, it is a task. I'm not saying that we tell the mother to do it, they will go back home and do it. It doesn't happen most of the time. There are only like 25% of parents who exactly does what we tell to do. Other parents requires a lot of motivation. But thanks, Olivia, for that question, and thanks for your kind words. Thank you so much.
Thank
I hope it answers.
Yes, it did. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, I'm Sydney Gandhi. I'm from Karnataka, Hubli. Could I have your phone number in case I want to contact you for some specifications about your van later on?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I've shared it in the PPT. I can also share it in the chat here. I'll be sharing it in the chat here.
Yes, please. That would be nice.
Yeah, and we'll be very happy to share every detail of the bus, so that if some other area somebody is able to utilize it, we will be very happy to share all the information. And with zero credit, you don't want any credit or anything. You can just utilize it. We'll be very happy to help.
No, that's the specialty that you people do, that you don't take credit for yourself. But we praise God that there are people like you and who are willing to work for the betterment and upliftment of others. Your message was very inspiring. Thank you very much for the great work you're doing, and may God bless your endeavors and give you great success in all the areas that you're working in. God bless you, man.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your kind word. Thank you. Really humbled. I've shared the number in the chat.
Yeah, I've made a note of it. Thank you so much. Especially, I just like to talk to you later on about the specifications of your vehicle.
Sure. We have an organization called Sakya Foundation who works in part of, but they don't have a vehicle. But I'm sure, if it is this particular area, you can always have a, consortium of people there and, work it together. So I'll be very happy to give all the details.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And I think, Sandeep, we'll also look forward to working with you. Probably one of these days, once September, mid or something, I'll give you a call. We'll come and visit your space and understand that, how is it that we can also work together, especially when, in terms of the rights and all that, I would definitely want your team to come and speak to our parents sometimes whenever you are there, so that it makes a lot of, because you have got experience in a different area completely in terms of their rights and all that. So it will really be value add to what we do.
Yeah, sure. It would be our pleasure.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very inspiring. The way how the project focused on early intervention, and the way how the project has been carried forward is very inspiring. Through your presentation, I could see your dedication and the vision behind it. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. It was a good time.
Yeah, I would also want to, I think Suresh has also joined me. Suresh, are you there? My project manager is there. I think he's got disconnected. There. Yeah, I think he's there, but I think he's mute. Suresh, my project manager is also there.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm in travel.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
in
no
travel, so I
problem.
couldn't able to.
So I just wanted to,
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
so I will bring Suresh along, Sandeep, when he's we will
Yeah,
bring.
sure.
Okay, thanks. I think thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for everyone for joining today and being part of this session. We would like to involve you in the monthly meetings. Please feel free to share your feedback about today's session. If you'd like us to cover any particular topics or issues in future meetings, we'll keep you informed about the upcoming programs. Follow and connect with us on social media. The IDs and handles have been posted in the chat box. See you all soon. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much. Thanks. Thank you so much.